Cheap Not Broke fam, what's going on? We are back in the building 2023. I'm late, but I'm back. Life's been busy. I hope everybody's doing well, doing great. If you haven't had a chance, go to www.cheapnotbroke.com. Go check out my comedy special. It's awesome. You're going to love it. Put a lot of work into it, a lot of funny material. Please enjoy. Let me know what you think about it. But today, what are we here to talk about? Talk about why is it important to have multiple bank accounts? And a lot of times people ask me, well, Malcolm, how do you manage your finances? How do you do all these things? Now, yes, I am an accountant. That's what I do for a living. So I do understand how these things work. I see it every day. And a lot of times I don't always talk about this stuff on the channel. I tell you about all this other stuff. I do all the funny videos, but I don't get into how I manage my money and how I do things myself. So one thing I like to tell my clients when I work with my company, stressmoneyless.com, is that you need more than one bank account. It's a lot of people that are out here that just have one bank account because that's what you usually start with. They don't usually tell you to sign up for two bank accounts. They usually say sign up for one, which is fair, right? However, when you have, if you think about it like this, I always explain it to people, when you have a dresser, most dressers come with 5 to 6 drawers, right? Think about if you had one dresser at home and all your clothes were stuck in that one drawer. Your pants, your shirts, your underwear, your bras, your socks, bras for the ladies or guys, your business. If you had all that stuff stuck in one drawer, how hard would it be to try to find everything in the morning? It would be very disorganized. I don't care how well you fold stuff. It would be difficult to find everything in one drawer. Therefore, when you get a dresser, they give you 6 drawers and it's easy to find things. It's organized. Same thing when you have multiple bank accounts. It organizes your money. You can see things because I've been in a lot of situations where when I once had one bank account, I was getting burned all the time because sometimes I'll get hit with that overdraft fee. That overdraft fee sucks. If you're not paying attention and you don't have one account, you can't really see everything that's coming in and out of the account. Stuff just comes in and out, in and out. Your check comes in and you got all this stuff coming out. And then if you're not paying attention, let's say on a Saturday night, you go out having too much fun, you go drinking, you go partying, pay to get in the club, buy a friend a couple of drinks, go get something to eat after the club, have breakfast or go to brunch Saturday morning. All that stuff is on your debit card. A lot of those charges are not going to come out till Monday or Tuesday. So if you have all that in one account, you can't really necessarily pay attention to and see how all that stuff is coming out. And then when you get a statement, you're going to have all this crap. You're going to have like 1,000 lines. Try to figure out, you're going to have your rent, you're going to have all your electricity bills, you're going to have all your food, everything you did when you withdrew cash. All that stuff is going to come out the bank account if you only have one bank account and you can't see everything. So it gets kind of messy. It gets a little disorganized. So what I like to do is have more than one bank account. A lot of people just have like the regular checking account and a regular savings account. Myself, I have what I call like the distribution account where all my money comes in. And then I have an account for specifically my utility bills because, you have a bunch of bills and a bunch of subscriptions and all those things. I like all that stuff to come out one account so I can see what's going on. And I can also kind of track the money a lot better because if I know all my subscriptions come to, $200, $300 for the month, I know I need to have $300 in there each month for all that stuff to come out. And when you have an account for your bills, you should be taking money out there in the first place. That's the bill money. That money don't belong to you. That money belongs to somebody else. That's when you have your personal spending account. You got that account over there on the side. Bam. Got that sitting over there. And that's where I keep all my other money. My money, if I want to go to strip club, I want to party, I want to go vacation. Well, vacation could be another account. But what the purpose of this is, you have your bill separate. You have the money that comes in as the first account. And then you have your spending account. So that's like 3 checking accounts, right? Or you can have it out of savings, whatever your choice. But the point is, you need counts. Having different accounts with different purposes makes life a lot easier. It gets frustrating as hell when you got one account and you got all this stuff coming out. That's when the overdraft fees hit you on a Tuesday because you didn't track all that stuff coming out. Old school people used to have to balance a checkbook. You don't have to do that no more. The bank does it all for you. You just go to the bank, swipe your card, bam, everything coming out. But when you get more money and life gets complicated, having one bank account, man, it's going to kick you in the ass. It's hard. It's difficult. And then when you got a savings account, some people use their savings account as a backup checking account. You put some money in there. Okay, I'm going to save this money. right? I got my check in this my regular checking account. You put $500 in your savings account. When you run out of money in your regular checking account, you go dip it into the savings account. That's not a savings account. That's a backup checking account. That's how it works. You got a savings account. You got to leave the money in there and you got to save it. So that's why you got different accounts for different things. It's tough. It's tough. But when you get in your account, you label everything like, okay, this is the bill account, my rent account, credit card account, whatever, emergency fund. You need that emergency fund. That's important because hell, if things happen, natural disaster, who knows, life happens. You need some money on the side. I remember my alternator went out. And one thing about alternator, if your alternator is not working, the car is not going to go. Bought a new battery, that wasn't it. Turned out to be the alternator. So I had to spend like an extra $200 on this situation. Battery was like 120. Alternator was like almost $300. So we were running about $400. I had to spend this all in 2 days. I had to get to work. So I had to have that money sitting there. Now, if I had all that in one account, I might have messed around and spent my rent money. Because a lot of people, they'll spend their rent by mistake. If you don't have your rent separated from your regular account, it's very easy to spend the two. And then there you go. When the end of the month comes up, you spent the rent. You're like, damn, I didn't realize I spent it because you didn't have to separate it from your regular account. And that's how it goes. It's just visibility. You just want to see what the heck is going on. When you log into your account, you want to be able to scroll. The rent sitting there, boom. Bill money sitting there, boom. My money that I can play with sitting there, and you don't have anything to worry about. Peace of mind. It's all about that peace of mind. Being cheap, not broke. And why is this cheap, not broke? Because those bank fees will really kick you in the ass. They'll probably only give you back maybe 2 or 3 every 90 days, but they're not going to give you the return the funds every time you get an overdraft fee. That's not going to happen unless you get with, like I heard with some banks, they offer reimbursement fees. So if you like get money out the ATM or get a surcharge up to so many, they'll pay it and they won't have a problem with it. Some banks don't do that. So you don't want to be in a situation where you're in the bank and they're not going to give you your money back. So, and that's how it goes. But one thing about it, as like say, if you're making a lot of money, or even if you're not making a lot of money, it doesn't really matter. It's just easy to organize your bread and see everything. Because like when I go on vacation, I like to know I want to spend all the money I want to spend. I want to do what I want to do. I want to eat where I want to eat, go where I want to go, and do what I want to do. That's why I'm on vacation. However, when I'm on vacation, I want to have peace of mind that I'm gonna have my money when I get back home. And if I have all my rent money and my vacation money commingling together, that's gonna get tough. So when it's time to go, when I go on home, I'm like, damn, my account is low. Not realizing I spent all this stuff. Because when you go on vacation, you might have to put down a deposit for the credit for your hotel. You damn sure have to put down a deposit for your credit card. I mean, not your credit card, your rental car. So you're gonna have all these deposits and all these things holding up money, and you really can't tell what's what. But if you have like your travel credit card, you put your rental car, your flights on that travel card. Don't worry about it. It's not even affecting your cash. So at some point, at some way, somehow, you gotta better organize your money. And that's one thing we're working in accounting. That's why they call it accounting, because we got a bunch of different accounts. Everything has a different account: cash account, expense account. We got all kinds of different accounts: accounts payable, accounts receivable, all these different things. We have accounts for everything, so we know what the hell is going on. Because we got a lot of money, it's moving in and out. You got to be able to see it, and that's essentially how it goes. But if you don't know that, if nobody tells you that, if you just go sign up for one bank account, they're not going to encourage you. They might encourage you to sign up for a second bank account, but they're going to want you to have like $10,000. Okay, well, sign up for this new checking account, but you're going to need $10,000, and we're going to give you 200. Oh, okay, right. You're going to loan out my $10,000. They're going to give me 200 back? No, that's not a good idea. So a lot of times the banks don't even give you enough of an incentive to start a new account because they want you to have so much cash in the first place. But that doesn't mean you can't have more than one account. Now, the thing to pay attention to when you have more than one account, you do have you can have maintenance fees each month. If you don't have a certain amount, in a lot of banks, even credit unions, they will hit you with the maintenance fee. So you got to maintain you got to maintain a balance, whether that be like $1,000 or $100. The bank loans out that money. So they want to ensure that you're keeping some money in there so they can loan it out. If not, they're going to charge you. So the maintenance fee is not bad. Sometimes it's $10, $7, or whatever the case, but you don't want to have to pay it because that adds up over time. If you're paying a $10 maintenance fee over the year, that's well over $100, and you could have put that money back in your pocket or made interest off of that. So that is another thing to pay attention to when you have multiple accounts. is the maintenance fee and the minimum balance, because you got to keep a minimum balance in these accounts in order for you not to have a maintenance fee, because the maintenance fee will get you too. The maintenance fee will add up and put you in the negative, and then they'll hit you with the surcharge. Had happened to me. Had an account, didn't have any money in it, wasn't paying attention to it. I got hit with the maintenance fees. It got to negative $35. I got hit with another negative $35 surcharge, so I owed $70 all off the maintenance fees. Wasn't paying attention. So, however, I do have more accounts now. I know the minimum balance, and I also have overdraft protection, which keeps me straight. Because if you have overdraft protection, if the money gets low in one account, they'll pull it from another account. But you got to make sure you have money in the other account for them to pull it from. That will cover your expenses, and you're not going to get hit with the surcharge. Because essentially, a surcharge, somebody brought that to my attention. Like, a surcharge is a loan, because they're paying whatever that you need for you. So let's say something's $20 and you're short, you only got 7. They're going to pay it for you. And if you don't return the money in a certain amount of time, they're going to charge you $35, which in some situations, the surcharge is more than actually what you paid, which is crazy, because they're not going to cut you a break. So that could become an expensive loan if you're not paying attention. In the midst of that, they're just trying to charge you and make as much money as possible. They're the bank. They'll hit you with a surcharge. They're going to hit you with some kind of fee anyway, unless you hit them with unless you have the minimum balance, or you're maintaining, you're watching what you need to do and not getting hit with those surcharge fees. Either way, all in case in point, it's all about having more than one account, managing the money correctly, and being able to see what you do so you have less anxiety. A lot of people are stressed and have a lot of anxiety about looking at their finances and their money. Even if you're making good money, it could give you a lot of anxiety. It's stressful. You don't want to think about it. It's like, oh, as long as I'm getting paid, I'm good. No, that's not a great way to live, because over time it will catch up with you. Because what are you doing? You're looking out for your future self. You today are looking out for your future self tomorrow. Shout out to my one viewer, whoever you are. I appreciate you tuning in. But whenever, I don't care. You need more than one bank account. That's just how it goes. And just like most things in life, when you go home, you got more than one cabinet, right? It keeps things organized. When you go in the closet, you got more than one shelf. You got more than one hanger. It's just organization, so you can see things. It creates visibility. And now you understand what the heck is going on with your money, which is important, because if you don't, they'll rob you. They'll steal from you. They'll steal. And that's no good. That's no fun. And they do it all the time. Had another situation in college. I was getting hit with maintenance fees. I was a student. Bank of America, they were taking maintenance fees from me because I had a minimum. I was a college student. I didn't keep much money in the account unless somebody gave me some money, or I got paid for my job, which wasn't much. So a lot of times I was under the minimum balance. I never paid attention to this because I always had money in the account. They were hitting me with the maintenance fee. It was like $5. I got a letter one day that I was getting a check for like $220. They refunded all the maintenance fees because they realized that they were charging me a maintenance fee for a student account, which is they're not supposed to do. Assholes. Excuse my French. I mean to say that. But it's all good. They were robbing a poor college student. But that's all right. I'm in a better place now, and I appreciate the lesson. I now check my statements as I should. So I appreciate you all tuning in. Like I said, please subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to grow. I'm trying to keep this content. I know I say it all the time, man, but it's really difficult trying to get on here and put out this good content. But if you want me to talk about something, please drop a comment. Let me know what you're thinking. I'll do the research and I will figure it out. I always like looking up stuff other than what I think and what I feel. Because a lot of stuff what I talk about is like what I'm thinking. But I also want to know what the viewers are thinking, what the audience is thinking, so we can have a conversation and I can better serve your needs. Until next time, remember, if you're cheap, you'll never be broke. Being cheap is not about trash and low quality. It's about value. Until next time, I will